the Minnesota Wild podcast, presented by Acrisure.
Afternoon, Bill. Just what can you tell us about Blake Coleman? Obviously a guy with a winning pedigree and, not a huge player, but, has done some good things at every stop, it seems like.
Yeah, and that's just it. I think what he brings, to a team is competitiveness, his winning pedigree, the success rate of, all the teams that he's played on is, was something that made him really attractive. He's, like I said, he's a competitor at the highest level. He's produced. He's a top end penalty killer as well. I know he's got a good relationship with John Hines. Along with Olli Maatta too, another guy with a winning pedigree. Olli and I go back to his draft day in Pittsburgh. So I've known Olli for a long time, and I believe in the person. His game's gotten better over the last couple of years, and again, the winning pedigree. These guys know what it takes to, what it takes to grind through 4 rounds of the playoffs to get to the ultimate goal. And I think when you have guys like that in your dressing room, it can only help.
Talking to Rico Blasi about coaching Coleman in college, he talked about his stick and that competitiveness making him, a big part of the penalty kill there and every place else he's been. Do you see him, in that kind of special teams role? Yeah,
I mean, he's been doing that his whole career, so I don't see why it would change now. He's elite at certain things, and that's one of them. And I think the whole package of what Blake brings to a team is what pushed us to do this. And we're really excited to have him and Olli. So, very, very happy about the deal. It's on the other side of it, with Jake, Midsy's, Midsy's he's a great guy. He's a big personality, big part of the team. I know he's very popular. This is probably a tough day for the guys, but they understand the business of it, and we're just trying to make the team better. But Jake gave us a bunch of good years, and he'll be missed. But we wish him nothing but the best.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jess.
Go ahead, Sarah.
Yeah, Bill, just how long had you been working on this trade, and just what made you want to seek out this type of change?
It's been a couple days. It's just been a couple days. I just think, we had some holes to fill. I think we've accomplished that with, the moves we made. We've gotten a little younger, a little kind of a different look, but again, bringing in different guys is, part of the business. Sometimes it's, we had a good year last year. We made a big step. We are a very good team. But the one thing we can't do is just be complacent and be satisfied with what we did last year. We have to look forward and see how we can do better, going forward.
Do you see Maatta sliding in where Jake played and Blake on that second line wing?
Yeah, that's going to be up to the coach in the end. But when you're looking at your roster, that's where the most likely spots look.
Yeah, what can you tell us about Shabanov?
You know what? We actually tried to sign him coming out of Russia. There was a lot to be excited about with him because he's on the upward trajectory. I think he will probably be more comfortable because he's already spent a full year in North America, figuring out the lifestyle, the NHL, how this game is played over here. And, like I said, we tried to get him coming out of Russia as a free agent. So we're very happy to have him now and excited to see what he can do on our team.
You see him as a roster player?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So, just the holes that you've been able to fill lately, Bill, where do you think your flexibility is at moving forward? It seems like you got a lot of business done just even today. So where's your comfort level at, I guess, now?
Yeah, I'm comfortable with where we're at. We still have flexibility. We still have the ability to do other things if we need to. I'm also comfortable with where the team is right now. Like I said, this is a time where everybody's focused on the free agents, and I get that, and that's part of it, or the trades that are made. We can't forget about the players that we still have on our team and that have been here, and so I'm very confident in the guys and the players, and while remaining flexible.
Thanks, Bill.
Thanks.
Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, Billy, on Shabanov, I mean, would it be stupid to even envision him as like a Zuki replacement with Kirill because he is such a skilled guy and a former star and all that stuff?
Yeah, Mike, I mean, that's a good question, but hey, look, Zuki, Shabanov is Shabanov. He's a different player. He's a different person. Where we slot him in, kind of like the other guys, that's going to be John's call on where he fits, and let's see how he comes in, and where we can find chemistry. We don't know. We don't. I mean, yeah, we see him in that top 6 role, but we have to see who he's going to have the best chemistry with.
Can you? I know how much you loved Middleton. I mean, could you say how he took this trade and you kind of also alluded of his personality. I mean, obviously with Zuccarello leaving and Middleton, these are 2 huge personalities in that locker room. Is there a concern there?
There's not a concern there. Those 2 guys are fantastic. They're always, like you said, big personalities, fun to be around. Just good players and wonderful guys, great humans. I mean, I love those guys, but sometimes you just have to move on. You have to change a little bit here and there. I'm not concerned with that. I just, Midsy's one of my favorite guys that I've ever had. And, the whole thing, how hard he played for us, always willing to stick up for teammates and things like that. Just his personality, the no shirt interviews and all that stuff. It just, yeah, he's a wonderful guy. But sometimes this is the business. This is the business part of it. Sometimes it's tough. But you have to move on.
How did he handle it?
He was great. Mitzi was great. We had a great talk. You guys know the way I operate, and I build relationships with our players, and maybe in the end, when I have to make a call like this, it makes it tougher. But I appreciate I maybe I'm wrong in being a general manager, but I appreciate the friendship that I created with or that Midzy and I have created. And, I hope the relationship never changes, but business is business, and relationships are relationships.
Can you, like a little inside baseball, could you, how does it work? So his guys have no trade lists every June 30th to July 1. Do they just submit it and then that's like, he had to submit his first one yesterday? Is that essentially how it works?
Yeah. Yep. That's exactly how it works. And you have to, you got to wait until those come in and see where your flexibility is. And, players and agents are smart. They can get creative on them, but you have to, you got to play by the rules.
Yeah. I always say that if you're a goalie, you want to put every team that's got a top goalie on your trade, not your trade list. So you know what I mean? So,
I know what you mean.
On Coleman, obviously yesterday you tried to do a lot of stuff that maybe didn't happen. But Coleman, the one thing about him is he doesn't, he's such a play driver and fast player. Do you almost feel like today is maybe a better, outcome than signing potentially a slower player yesterday? Like, do you feel like this is a sort of a really good day for the organization compared to what could have happened in free agency?
I think so. I think it's a really good day for the organization, but I'm a little biased. But I do. I think we're better today. I think the guys that we're bringing in will provide us with a little bit different look. It's just funny how things work out. I understand how people could be worried when we have these holes to fill with popular players that everybody likes, including me. But sometimes you just really have to be patient.
And just lastly for me, I mean, there's a lot of offseason left. I mean, do you still think there's a path to get that top center?
You know what, Mike? I look at we remain flexible. Right now we're just going to focus on the guys that we got, and we'll continue to look at everything that's out there, and if there's something that makes sense that will make our team better, we'll do it.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Go ahead, Dylan Logs.
Hey, Bill. Just obviously with Blake, you talked about John and the connection. I just kind of want to know firstly, like, how much of a impact did John's time with him, obviously his first 4 years in New Jersey, kind of play into this?
To be honest with you, not much. I'll talk to John on certain things, and of course we got his opinion on Blake. We'd be foolish not to, but we try to, we try to keep the coach at an arm's length when it comes to making trades and things like that. He does his job, I do mine, but we did obviously consult with John on just the person and the character and the competitiveness, all that stuff, and what he brings. And then we made the final decision.
Right. And then just lastly with Maatta, you mentioned his time in Pittsburgh was a while ago. Just how much have you seen like his game evolve to when he was first there as a rookie with you to now, how he's playing now?
Yeah, to be honest with you, I think he had, an amazing start to his career. I remember back in Pittsburgh, he made the team as I think he was 19, maybe 18, and it took us all off guard. But he was a very mature guy for his age back then, and I think there's maybe a bit of a lull in his career where he didn't have he had a couple of years where he wasn't as good. But it seems like the past 3 or 4 years, he's really found his game again and played really well. And the one thing you can never, you don't change is the character of a player, the competitiveness and that winning experience. So he's got a lot to bring to our team.
Thanks, Bill.
Go ahead, Joe.
Hey, Bill, you mentioned not staying complacent and had a really good team last year. Just from your experience, and you've been on winning teams too, and from watching this group, what were some signs that told you, hey, maybe we need to do a little changing here on the surface or with your core guys of bringing in new blood or new voices? What kind of told you it was time to maybe do that in certain trades?
Yeah, it's a good question, Joe. I just not that we would have been complacent if we brought the same group back, but we've done that for the past number of years. Like I said, we did take a step, but I just felt like this was time to maybe get a little younger, maybe to get a little faster, maybe a little bit of change, because that's good too. You don't want to just keep rolling out the same thing year after year after year and expect different results. You just, a little bit of tweak here and there is sometimes good, and I think it's healthy for everybody.
One last one for me. We didn't get to ask you yesterday. You did name a new scouting director or promoted. So Ricard, what was your thought process and maybe moving him up and what you think he'll be able to do in that role?
Yeah, I think the world of Rico. He's been here for a long time. He's got a lot of experience. He's worked with a lot of different people in the organization. So I think he's built up a lot of experience that way. He has his own ideas. Originally I didn't know if he'd be interested in the job, because he is based in Sweden, but when he let it be known that he was interested, it was really a no-brainer for me. I think loyalty plays a big part in it. He's been very loyal to the Minnesota Wild, but he's also been very productive. He's also been a big part of some of the good players that we've drafted. Very organized, very professional, and the way that he works, the way that he ran the meetings this past draft was very impressive. And I think the staff has a really high comfort level with him too, in being able to speak their minds and know that they're going to be listened to. And I think he'll do a great job for us.
And do you know of many directors who are like based overseas, or is that a common thing in the NHL? I wasn't aware.
Yeah,
of that.
there's been a few, and I worked with Patrick Alvin when he did it, and they being Swedish or being Finnish, I know of a couple situations, and they know the North American game. I mean, Rico played in the National Hockey League. Like he understands the North American game. He has the ability to travel over here as many times as he needs to. I think a key component will be, keeping the current guys that we have, and then, maybe adding another guy or two that can really complement Rico and what he's trying to do.
Thank you.
Thanks, Joe.
Another question?
Yeah, just one more, Bill. I wanted to ask about Nick Foligno. Small sample size from what you saw of him last year, but what went into the decision to bring him back for one more go alongside his brother?
Yeah, no brainer for me. Nick was as advertised, and he did not disappoint. And I think the biggest thing for me, above and beyond the character, the leadership, the presence that he had in the dressing room, was his play on the ice. And I feel that, Nick still got some gas in the tank, and I think he showed it more and more as we went on through the playoffs. So we're really excited to have Nick back. He's got a lot of energy. He's excited. I know the whole thing playing with Marcus is kind of on the forefront for media and good stories and stuff like that. But that's not what this is about. This is about trying to win a Stanley Cup. And, Nick wants to be a big part of giving it a go.
The best place to go for all your Minnesota Wild audio needs is the official Minnesota Wild podcast presented by Acrisure. Everything Minnesota Wild related, including highlights, press conferences, players, coaches, general managers, and more. It's available on the official Minnesota Wild podcast presented by Acrisure. It's all just a click away at wild.com/podcast.